This week, 151,820 wallets with 10,000 Bitcoin were augmented with 79,244 Bitcoin. That works out to almost 11,000 Bitcoin being contributed daily by XRP holders. Returning to the channel is always an option. Your kindness and unwavering support mean the world to me, and words cannot express my gratitude. How about we examine 25 work and have supported totes can usher wreaths and grain, with hints of red on a few of them. The utility industry offers a wide variety of professions, and you're prepared to make a move. Would you like to witness this with your own eyes? Sheibba needs fartcoin. Despite the fact that Pepe, Bonk, and the significance of that link are all diminishing in importance, even though I know it's all in jest, utility projects are booming at the moment. In addition to the ICP, the Maker, the FET, and the SRP for QN are also present. Being aware of that is a fascinating thing. Tell me what you think by posting a comment down below. The value of one Bitcoin has plummeted from over $132 billion to around $100 billion. Additionally, XRP's price has climbed by 3% to 2.25. To put it in perspective, the value has increased by approximately $3 billion in the past 24 hours, compared to our last report, and deals totaling around $2 billion and 200 million cents have occurred. That being said, before we go any further, let's reiterate that this station is not here to assist you with your financial matters. Do your own due diligence on cryptocurrencies as you would with any investment before putting any money into the market. The reason for this is that Trump has kontaktat Yaranjan and Alwad hesitating Nolabi Toad Ashis Laskap and Yukon the Yostud. Where George launch an exchange traded fund ETF focused on Bitcoin. Please share your thoughts in the space provided if you found this post engaging. Now, though, consider this before you do that. The M2 stock is at an all-time high and the U.S. money supply has surpassed $21 trillion. Connected to Bitcoin, is it appearing as though Bitcoin will genuinely follow? You should be aware that the M2 quantity is approaching a new record level. The chart has maintained a strong positive relationship up until this point. We will have to wait and watch what occurs. It appears like Bitcoin is still doing really well despite considering that I haven't ruled out the chance there is a really significant event happening, but this is how things are going to unfold, so we will focus on the positive and pay great attention to this picture. Trump instructed them to meet with China's president on Friday, as you may be aware. There's going to be a way out of this jam. The only question is if we can reach a consensus. The markets will undoubtedly react enthusiastically to any such development, as is common knowledge, particularly when these two major nations resolve the issue. This is crucial because in that case, the situation is still murky because they still can't agree on anything. Waiting for the outcome will be necessary because this may significantly impact the market overall. However, as I mentioned before, this Zoom reveals that I am hoping for greater peak grab liquidity around the $2 range. Despite being close, the price has not yet hit $2. It is on the verge of reaching that number but has not yet done so. Never get your hopes up. This is merely a psychological threshold. I will keep an eye out for this pump. You would be accurate in assuming that Zoom is stating that market opinions vary from person to person. Zoom, on the other hand, claims that the bounce we're currently seeing is despite their lack of interest. Individuals continue to hold out hope that the $2 sum will be spent. I will make it obvious to you all on Zoom that we have a lot of support, but what happens is something we have to wait and watch. The 207 was obviously significant. It is being discussed and there is support for it. We hammered it at the neckline, and the market has been rising ever since. That level has been our primary target. This item doesn't truly catch my attention. Feel free to express your opinions in the designated area. What I mean is that this is a solid XRP support level, but what if the price drops below 38.22 and hits $2? Could it happen again? Of course I would say so. Bitcoin would need to fall below the 102,000 support level for prices to fall any further. That is within the realm of possibility, provided that I am capable of pulling it off. Despite our knowledge of the outcome, the Bitcoin BTC market continues to face challenges. It remains above 16,000. Reiterating what I had previously told you, the same resistance was tried, and the outcome was a clear rejection, as you may have predicted. We should make sure this pushback occurs because, as predicted, it is crucial. The control group's percentage remains at 64.15%, which is still rather high when considering the larger context, and I continue to believe in the 2K retest's veracity. To illustrate the point, to clarify the digital asset market, the House Financial Services Committee will review the bill. I think you should give this some thought. This measure will finally classify some coins as goods. The fact that XRP is a novel market currency must be kept in mind. Once at a time, XRP was compared to being in possession of gold, which is designed to be the most readily exchangeable currency. Indeed, XRP is a utility coin going future. On the other hand, XRP, the native token, is crucial to the operation of the XRP ledger, as any knowledgeable individual can tell you. Rumor has it that the new regulations separating utility tokens from securities won't be in effect until at least the middle of 2025. Furthermore, according to Austin King, a new demographic of investors is drawn to Bitcoin exchange-traded funds ETFs. Two more digital currencies are on the horizon, Ethereum and Bitcoin. XRP, without a shadow of a doubt, yes, it is clear from these large organizations' filings that the rate of XRP being produced for the spot ETF is at an all-time high. You can see right away where the focus should be, and the major corporations are fully cognizant of this. When that happens, we are still at 64.14%, which is not a tiny amount, even though our control has reduced during the last few hours. I expected to be denied at the 106,000 level because that's the amount I stated I would take for Bitcoin. Are discussing, even if it may appear that we are restating our previous statements, we have been closely monitoring that number. On the other hand, XRP's price chart shows that it was not a great wick up to 2280. Another way of putting it is that you are allowed to invent this. Your son has been discussing this in his... Please let's pause our chats every so often to reassure anyone who may have misunderstood our tone.